I am not the perfect minimalist. I really don't strive for perfectionism in any area in life because I just don't think it's healthy. I might be an anti-perfectionist actually. Also, I don't want to appear as though I always have my life together because, well, I don't. I'm human. And so I struggle in life at times, just like you and everybody else out there. And yes, I also struggle with being a minimalist sometimes. For the most part, it is awesome, for real. I wouldn't do my life any other way. Minimalism and I have been in a happy relationship for many years now. We're really solid, alright? And here are some of the challenges that we face sometimes. You know how they say when we label ourselves, we limit ourselves? And I'm personally all over the place when it comes to labels. I'm not sure where my opinion is on which side on the scale. And when it comes to me calling myself a minimalist, sometimes I just wonder, how am I limiting myself in my expression of who I am and how I live my life? At times I'm just not sure how useful labels really are and if it's a good idea to use them in the first place, and whether it's a good idea to call myself a minimalist and plaster it on all my social media channels and make all these videos about it. But then again, I really like to share clearly with the world who I am, what my identity is, because I really like creating communities and I like to just tell you, hey, this is me, and if you also identify with that, then you're in the right place. And labels can help us understand ourselves better. And yeah, sometimes I'm like, I call myself a vegan, minimalist, queer, surf yogi, and I'm a creator, YouTuber, I'm a photographer, a filmmaker, a podcaster, a writer. I'm like all these things, and they're all just labels, really. Yeah, the struggle with labels, it's real. My partner is not a declared minimalist. I don't want to say she's a hoarder and she's not someone that's addicted to shopping and just wastes her money on things at all, but she's also just not a minimalist. So I spend a lot of time sharing my life and living with a non-minimalist. And most of the time that's cool. I don't have an issue with that because that's how I like to live my life. I don't want to force it on anyone. And yet, of course, there's these little tiny moments where you're like, oh man, I just want to get rid of things a little more than she would like to. And I kind of nudge her, I'm like, you sure you need all these shoes? That can get a little annoying for her, clearly. And at times I want things to be a little bit more minimalist in the way that it's organized or arranged neatly. Maybe that's just my OCD. Who knows, but it's also really good learning for me because it's about letting go. I don't want to be the controlling partner. She's like, it's okay, Conni, it's fine. And this brings me to my next point, because there's definitely a potential to be obsessive when you embrace that minimalist lifestyle and you kind of maybe take it a little too far or further than you need to. Like, for example, when I started out as a minimalist back in 2011, I was like, all right, I'm going all in and I'm gonna reduce all of my belongings to 100 things. That was my goal. And I achieved that goal and it was great. And I was like, yep, Conni, you're amazing. And then eventually I let go of that. But there was that thing, it's just like, oh, more, I want to be more of a minimalist. And you really become very particular about every little thing, everything that you let into your life. And then you just want to keep on decluttering and declutter more. And that can turn into procrastination and perfectionism. And I don't know how healthy that is, to be honest. Minimalism is definitely something for the more OCD people among us, because you can really obsess over the little tiny minute things and details. So I let that go. I'm a way more relaxed, totally anti-perfectionist minimalist these days. One area I really struggle with is information and digital clutter. Just thinking about it overwhelms me a little bit, because every year you keep on collecting more information and more content and bookmarks and saved podcasts and, my wish list on Amazon. Yeah, for all the books that I want to read. The list of videos that's on my watch list on YouTube. I mean, it's just in the thousands, and also not considering all the ideas and all that stuff that I have in my writing apps and all these other Evernotes. It's a lot. And so that's something that I really want to put more attention to. And I haven't gotten around it yet. And at times it really overwhelms me to the point where I kind of imagine like, what would life be like if my laptop just suddenly got lost or stopped working? I couldn't access my Dropbox anymore. Everything that's in there in the cloud is gone too. And I could start from scratch. Just how liberating that would be. And now that I think about it, I'm like, why don't I just do it? Just start from scratch, my digital life. Huh. The second area that I struggle with when it comes to overwhelm is tech gear. As a creator, as a filmmaker, a photographer, it's hard. I mean, I really try to keep things to a minimum. I really try not to go overboard. I'm very intentional with the tech gear that I buy. I know there's people out there like Craig Adams, and he's an amazing filmmaker and creator, and he keeps his gear. I mean, I have a lot of respect for him, dude. Shout out to Craig Adams. He is a true minimalist filmmaker and creates amazing videos. I mean, amazing. And I kind of want to get there because with what I have now, but also I run a podcast and I do have this aspiration to have a certain quality with the stuff that I put out, and I have this belief that I need all these things, and it's just I still have more tech gear, more equipment than I would like to have. I would like to go back to the days when I was only traveling with carry-on, but at this point it's basically impossible, not necessarily because I can't fit it in a carry-on bag, but because it's so heavy. And then they make you weigh your bag, and then it's like, well, I gotta check it in anyway. It's not a lost case at all. I still feel like I'm a lot more minimalist than many other creators and filmmakers and photographers out there. And yet, yes, I can do better. And lastly, there are all these ideas out there of what a minimalist and a minimalist life has to look like. And people have these expectations of you when you say that you're a minimalist. And I just think that a lot of that stuff is just not right, but there are all these creators on Instagram and YouTube kind of making it all look like everything is always so perfect and black and white, and that's just not what this whole thing is about. And I keep saying that it's not about things, and it really isn't. It's not about perfectionism, as I said in the very beginning. I don't want to aspire to be a perfect minimalist. I want to keep it human. I want to have fun with it. I want to enjoy life. Minimalism is what you make of it. As I said earlier, it's a label, yes, and there's certain guidelines maybe that might help you to live a more minimalist life so that you can be more mindful and generally create a life that's more fulfilling to you and figure out what truly matters. But everything else, I mean, yeah, have less things, it helps generally with being more mindful in life. In the end, all of these struggles, yes, they're challenging and they're definitely real, and I'm working on them, but they don't outweigh the benefits. The freedom that I experience thanks to living this minimalist lifestyle it's invaluable. It's priceless. I've given up on being a perfectionist or a minimalism a long time ago, and it just helps me to be a lot more chill about the whole thing and just enjoy life. If you enjoyed this video, then I think you would definitely also enjoy my podcast that I release about once a week or so. I also send out weekly newsletters that are really special. You can sign up to them below the video. And I'm on Instagram. And if you're up for that, then come and hang. And other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this video, out of your precious time that you just invested in watching me talk to you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. And until next time, bye.